Robert Gallucci, the former chief U.S. negotiator of the 1994 agreement framework, held close meetings with President Moon Jae-in this morning to discuss ways to solve North Korea's nuclear crisis. And Gallucci delivered a lecture at a local university as well, offering some of his perspectives on North Korea and how to bring about peace in Northeast Asia. Kim Hye-sung reports.
A nuclear test and more than a dozen missile tests this year alone, including long-range ballistic missiles that could hit the continental United States, North Korea has reached a milestone in its nuclear weapons development program, ratcheting up tensions in the Asia-Pacific to a level not seen in 23 years. Robert Galluci is the former Special Envoy for the U.S. Department of State and was Washington's chief negotiator in the North Korean nuclear crisis of 1994, in which he helped reach the agreed framework. On Monday, he offered his insights about how to resolve the North Korean nuclear crisis, first ruling out the use of a preemptive strike, which he said would endanger the lives of 1 million people.
Preventive strikes without a provocation other than a ballistic missile test is unnecessary, unwise, and maybe even reckless. The risks are quite high, and the costs would be or could be extraordinary.
Galluci said it is essential that America's extended deterrence provided to Seoul and Tokyo be credible. Also important are a strong defense on the South Korean side and a strong South Korea-U.S. alliance. Regarding sanctions, Galluci said tougher international measures implemented are not enough, even with China's cooperation, since North Koreans are already accustomed to hardship. And anyway, he said Beijing will not apply sanctions severe enough to cause the regime to collapse. Ultimately, as he recommended in his letter to President Trump on June 28th, Galluci argued that the key is negotiation.
Right now, I would like the U.S. government to do is to propose talks without preconditions at some location on this planet at a relatively senior level, and to see whether it is possible to define a negotiating process that puts on the table some of the things we care about.
He also argued that readiness on South Korea's side to engage in talks with the North would be helpful. Acknowledging that it will be difficult to bridge the different end goals of the U.S. and North Korea, Galluci said a nuclear spillover in the region is unimaginable. He argued that incremental approaches using negotiations, sanctions, and containment are the way to solve the second North Korean nuclear crisis before the window of opportunity closes. Kim Hye-sung, Arirang News.